Welcome to the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Unfiltered laughs, honest conversations, and everything in between.
This is your backstage pass to the best moments from Ryder and Lisa.
On demand.
Powered by Always Plumbing and Heating.
We heard rumblings of this relationship. We didn't know if it was confirmed. So I bet there was so much pressure that eventually their publicists were like, you got to admit that you're together. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about Tiger Woods and a Trump. What's her name?
I don't know. She's hot, though.
She is hot.
And she's one of the Trump's ex-wives, right?
Yeah, Don Jr.'s ex.
Donnie J.
So here's what makes me laugh about the post. It's Tiger Woods' account that posts it. But you can tell she wrote it and she edited the photos. Like the Facetune that she used on her face is it's really bad. It's poorly done.
Yeah, you can tell it's like double filtered.
Oh, yeah.
Hey?
Like look underneath her eyes. There's no way underneath your eyes are that smooth. I'm sorry.
There's also no way Tiger Woods would know how to do that when he's been spending 12 hours a day on a golf course for the last 42 years.
He doesn't even know how to use Instagram. Okay? He doesn't know how to log into his ex account. She did it. So this is the post. Love is in the air. This is even that. I can't. I can't. It's too good.
It's definitely not written by Tiger.
Love is in the air and life is better with you by my side! ! We look forward to our journey through life together. So he's talking to her and then all of a sudden he's talking to the audience in the next sentence. We look forward to our journey through life together. At this time, we would appreciate privacy for all those close to our hearts. What? Privacy? You're doing a hard launch of your relationship. Uh-huh. Isn't the point for people to react? I'm really confused.
The only reaction it's getting is confusion. I love Tiger, but this post confuses me deeply.
Because she did it. I love when you can tell that someone else did it. Sometimes I use Ryder's account when he's too busy in here to do a social post, and I'll share something to his story. And he's so busy that he doesn't look at his phone for like 4 hours, right? And then all of a sudden it's like mid-afternoon, and he's like, oh, why would you caption it like this? I would never say that. I'm like, true. You can tell when it's not genuine.
What are you even trying to say with this caption, Eldrick? Is it one of the comments? That's his legal name.
Oh, I didn't know that. Learn something new every day.
Possibly the most awkward hard launch I've seen, Eldrick.
Tour Golf wrote one of the most confusing captions of all time. Yeah. This one, I love Tiger, one of my lifetime sports heroes. I think a lot of people agree with that. But posting this and then asking for privacy only guarantees the opposite will happen. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, he's so used to being in the public eye and being scrutinized for his private life.
He probably doesn't care.
No, but honestly, he has been in the tabloids, and we all saw how rapidly he aged when he was going through his divorce, and it was hard on him.
Yeah.
And his ego, and it affected his game for a stretch there.
100% it did. So, he probably would have went down as the all-time winner of major tournaments.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No.
Had he not had that.
It just goes to show your personal life stress can go into your professional life. 100%. And I feel like that's why some athletes like Connor McDavid, they try their best to be so neutral in the media.
Yeah.
Because it's not worth it to be your unique, funny, quirky self because everyone starts judging you for it.
Well, and you wonder, even though it's not a blood Trump, it's somebody who is married to Trump, but even to have that name is such a divisive
it can be
thing right now.
But also they divorced.
Right,
so at the same time,
like, a launch of a relationship with somebody who has the name Trump is it's
interesting.
It's a heavy move right now.
And I bet they had those conversations behind closed doors, like, are we going to do this? Are we going to go public with our relationship? And then there was rumblings, right? And then they go, oh, now we got to actually... People need to know.
You write it.
Mommy makeovers are a thing. And you don't know about them unless you look them up. But they're everywhere. And people will travel to another country to go and get it done. So it's basically everything done in one day.
So what do you mean by everything?
So like liposuction, boob lift, nose job, neck lift, butt implants, like everything.
In one day?
In one day, yeah. And then you stay there for a week and they take care of you and then you fly home. And it's very popular. Like, it's a thing, but nobody really talks about it.
Which is strange, because you'd look at somebody when they got back from it and be like, well, you're a different person.
You look amazing.
You think, or you you would think that would be talked about a lot.
Well, it's been around since I was a kid. I remember watching on reality TV that show The Swan.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Where you go in and then they draw on you all the things they're going to fix, and then there's the big reveal at the end. It's always been a thing. But,
yeah, The Swan. Was that a reality show?
It was. And it was fascinating to me. Because I watched it as a kid. I was probably way too young to be watching it, but I was like,
it sounds
blown away.
Traumatizing as far as
it can
your
be.
Body goes.
Yeah, I would hope that it's not too much and you can recover properly.
Sounds
but
like a lot.
It's exciting for some people, right? And I think it's a lot better priced compared to getting like one job done here.
Right, and they wouldn't do all the jobs here at the same time.
No.
So that's a big one too, because if you got all that done one at a time and healed, you'd be doing the process for a year.
Yeah, we have a mutual friend who went to Turkey and got hair implants.
Yeah.
Which is really popular there, to the point where there's been viral pictures from the back of an airplane flying home from Turkey, and it's just a bunch of heads that have bandages on them.
Look sore.
They look painful, but people love it. And you do you. Like, of course, everyone is beautiful the way they are. You don't have to change anything. I've been told the amount of times that I bring up that I want to get a nose job and people say, no, your nose is beautiful, or it represents you as a person, or if you got a nose job, I wouldn't even be able to recognize you. I'm like, wait, what? So when I walk in a room, is it just nose on legs? That's how you know I'm there? Anyway, so I've always been on the fence about a nose job. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Where some people are like, they know what they want, and they go for it, and that's great.
And if your nose is on the fence, the neighbors can see it.
Yeah.
To me, it would be really terrifying going to another country to have that many operations.
Mm-hmm. I'm an adult, and I would want my mommy.
Well,
is that why it's called a mommy makeover?
Yeah, maybe, because you need your mommy.
You call your mom.
But we have friends that have had significant surgeries and then ended up getting a blood infection.
Yeah, it can be really scary.
And that's here. Mm-hmm. When you know that you're covered with your benefits and like...
You can go back to the hospital and get taken care of.
Exactly. I can't imagine how nerve-wracking it would be to heal properly with all of that going on when you're in a foreign country. But...
I think what people like about it is there's no wait list either. Like, you can book it and you just go. Whereas, like, I have girlfriends that have wanted reductions, and it was a 2-year wait list to even get a phone call.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do they just line you all up when you get there and be like, all right, who are we doing today and what are we doing?
I don't know how it works.
Did you just get the laser pointers out?
Yeah, if anybody knows someone that's done this before and knows the experience and what it's like, what if it is amazing? What if the recovery... You have these nurses feeding you.
Well, I guess they probably just drug you up for a week too, right? For a few days at least for the pain.
Could you even use a toilet?
No,
you're in a diaper.
Butt implant.
Yeah.
It depends what you get done, I guess. Is there just a big checklist of what you want to get done?
I think they recommend, like, you go and then they say, like, oh, we could do this and this and this, and then you can ultimately decide what you want.
When you're there?
I don't know. It's not like you go ahead of time and then think about it. Whereas here, you go and you try on the different implants with the bra, and then you decide what size you want and if you're actually going to go through with it. I think this is just
imagine if
you go and you just get it done.
Had buyer's remorse? Like if you got just a huge set and then you're like, oh, I don't like this. That would suck.
It would suck. So if anybody has a personal experience with anything in this field, and you want to share your story with us, please let us know.
Who would you like to see get out the way?
Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way.
I have something to contribute already.
Would love for it.
When you're trying to turn right at a red light, but you have a free flow and the car in front of you doesn't move up, but there's space for them to move and get out of your way.
Good one.
Yes.
I would like to contribute one as well. There was almost a goalie fight yesterday, or this weekend at some point. I think it was yesterday. Boston and L.A. Swayman versus Kemper, two pretty well-known goalies in the league, meet at center ice.
Get out.
They drop their blocker and catcher and stick. The refs.
No.
Why?
They shut it down?
They shut it down, and this has happened before.
We love a goalie fight.
Marc-Andre Fleury almost fought Jordan Binnington. That would have been the best. Why are the refs not letting goalies fight? You know what we got to say about that?
Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way.
This text wants to remain anonymous for good reason. A coworker that drives me absolutely crazy. Please move on to retirement.
Might not want to use the wording that we bleeped out.
Well,
when
it's bleeped out.
them. Okay. And we got this text. It says, I have a classmate who always wants to work in my school groups with me, but they never do any work.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
answer.
they're using you.
Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way.
Shannon just wrote in, when you're walking in the mall and that annoyingly slow couple holding hands is in front of you and you can't pass them.
Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way.
Shannon goes on to say, I just want to ram through their hand holding like we used to do in Red Rover.
Yes.
It's so true. This text from Rhonda, left lane drivers. It's true. If you're in the left-hand lane and I'm passing you, you're doing something wrong.
Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way.
Another incredible text coming into the show. Thanks to everyone that contributes. When somebody's cart is in the way in the aisle that you want a certain item.
Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way.
Oh my gosh, this one's my favorite.
Okay, let's hear it.
Dave, the lottery guy in front of you at the gas station.
Oh, especially when they have numerous tickets and all of them are like $1 wins. If I'm behind you and you're scanning your lottery ticket and it's a $20 win, I'm there for it.
Sure.
It's worth my time to see you win $20.
When you hear the woohoo,
yeah,
you're like, yes, get it.
Free ticket. Come on. Get out the way.
Get out of the way.
Okay, we'll do one more round of this coming up. Get your texts in. Feel free to call us if that's easier. Good morning.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it looks like this segment might be something that comes around every once in a while. A lot of people seem to be liking it. We're calling it Move, and we could even call it Move Mondays. Who would you like to move?
Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way.
This text wants to remain anonymous. I work in seniors housing, walking down any hallway.
All right.
Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way.
Liz, my chihuahua's in the kitchen when I'm trying to cook and trying to not step on them and instantly crush them every time.
Dogs in the kitchen.
Yes.
Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way.
We could have played the unedited version while referring to that, too.
Yeah, that's very true.
I have one. I experienced this on the plane yesterday. So I'm in a sling. I'm next to a guy who is blind and deaf.
Okay.
So our little two-seater there isn't the easiest to depart the plane.
No.
You know? The two people next to us across the aisle, completely able-bodied. Plane lands. Guess who's first up to get off the plane? The older gentleman beside us, not even older, 55.
Wow.
Stands up, takes up the room so that the blind deaf man, as he's trying to figure out how to navigate to get off the plane, has this man in his way.
Yeah. Get out the way.
Get out the way.
Sit in your chair.
Yeah. Let us get off first.
Honestly. And I'm not one that normally...
And you're actually fine, but a sling does make it more difficult to stand up.
To shimmy off the seat would have been nice to have that extra room, sir.
Lindsay, I know this sounds mean, but my toddler who insists on helping in the kitchen.
Get out the way. Get out the way.
No.
Felt a little wrong playing the song.
It seems wrong. The amount of people that are writing in about vehicles in front of them in a drive-thru that order for a family of 5.
Yes.
You know, they change their order halfway through, says Wes. Yes, get out of the way.
Dave said at Subway, too, when there's somebody ordering more than one sub, they got it written on a Post-it note.
No! Get out the way.
Get out the way. Get out the way.
Maddie, when you have 3 adult daughters still living at home, sharing only 2 bathrooms, move.
Literally, not only just out of the way.
Get
move.
Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way.
Thank you for the texts on this. We appreciate it. We will bring it back again.
Yeah,
maybe
if you like
next
it.
Monday.
If you like it, we'll bring it back. How about that?
It's Ryder and Lisa's 1K wordplay. Brought to you by Out of Bounds Restaurant.
Joined by Texter 107. We've got Emily on the phone. Ready to win $1,000 or what?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Who's your teammate for 1K wordplay?
Let's go with Lisa.
All right. Good luck. I'm out of here.
I will start the timer as soon as Lisa leaves. Then I'm going to give you 5 words. Tell me the first word that comes to mind for each. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
The first word is wave.
Ocean.
Child.
Parent.
Billboard.
Advertising.
Laptop.
Computer.
Election.
Politics.
Really, really strong answers. Great game, Emily.
Awesome.
You've done your part. I can see Lisa screwing this right up.
No.
If not, you're going to win some money.
Come on, Lisa.
Okay. I'll try my best.
First word, Lisa, that comes to mind when I say laptop.
Computer. Woo! $25.
Election.
Vote.
Oh,
No!
Good answer. Really good answer. Emily said politics.
Oh, I wanted to say politics. It was on my mind. I don't like telling people that, though, because that must make you more mad. Okay, let's keep going.
Wave.
Ocean.
Yeah.
Yes! I wanted to say pool. I wanted to say wave pool.
Oh, got it. It's like there's no waves at pools, but yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
Child.
Kid.
She went the other way with parent. And your last for $75.
Yeah, come on.
Billboard.
Advertise.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Advertisement.
All right, Emily, you picked up $75. Thanks for playing. Cheers.
I did.
All right.
That was a really good game.
That
Some
was
tough
fun.
words, and you guys both crushed it.
Okay.
You this morning,
What did I do?
came with just
What?
the most miraculous excuse for why you were bad at something. We'll get into it coming up in a few minutes.
Oh, yeah.
It was...
That's not a bad excuse.
Oh, to watch you defend that. Yeah, we'll get into it coming up in a few minutes, but I want to hear, because I bet
This is not a bad excuse. It's a valid point.
our wonderful listeners probably have some bad excuses for things as well.
I played a sport over the weekend and I was really bad at it. So we're going to break down why I think I was bad. And I think it's a great reason.
I just also said that I can't put away laundry because...
Of your broken clavicle. Like you have a fully functioning other arm.
And I'm not even using my sling right now. I'm still using it when I'm moving.
Aren't you
but
supposed to be wearing a sling for like 4 weeks?
2 weeks.
Okay, it's been a week.
It's been 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
As of today, I injured myself 2 weeks ago. So I'm starting to...
Oh, look at you moving around a little bit.
So I could definitely...
Get to work.
I could definitely put away laundry, but I use that as an excuse. So there's another example.
What's a terrible excuse
for
that you
something
have used?
You don't want to do. Streaming at play107.com. It's Ryder and Lisa.
What's the worst excuse? What's the worst excuse you've ever had to get out of doing something? I have a few.
Or for being bad at something.
Or being bad at something.
You had one this morning. So you went and played pickleball with 3 of your girlfriends. Mm-hmm. And you guys came up with a system where you just all move a spot so that you all played each other. There wasn't
right.
2 specific teams the whole time. So there was really 3 little mini games where you played one with your one friend, one with the other, and one with the other. You lost all 3 games.
Yeah, I was the common denominator with losing.
Did somebody win all 3?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, no, that's not possible.
Oh, yeah, they would have lost the game with
They would have
you.
lost with me. Yeah.
So You lost all 3 games, and then you go right into your excuse today, which
I'm left-handed.
was, I'm left-handed.
I'm the only lefty. Everyone else is right-handed. So it's harder for me to get under the ball with my paddle. I think that's a valid excuse. Lefties know.
It was harder for you to get under the ball with your paddle.
Yes.
Because
Depending on what side of the court I was on. It was easier on one side than the other.
Yeah. Do you not realize that for right-handers, it's also easier on one side of the court than the other?
Whatever. What is the worst excuse you've ever had?
See what I'm saying?
Laura wrote in, not my excuse, but I knew someone who always went number 2 at work. One day he was in the bathroom for 45 minutes and came out to say he pulled his back while going number 2, so he needed to go home. Sorry, what?
I mean, been there.
Okay, well, quit pushing so hard. Let it happen naturally.
This text says, I got caught texting in class when I was in high school. I told my teacher I forgot I was at school. Great answer.
Am I dreaming? I mean, a great excuse if anybody wants a suggestion to get out of doing something. Spring allergies, can't pick up the dog poop.
We got a text about that. Alexandra says, I've been avoiding picking up dog poop because of spring allergies, but I went on a 2-hour walk with my sister this weekend.
I will say, I read a headline that spring allergies will be worse than ever this season. So, there you go. You don't have to do anything. You just stay inside.
Just let it turn into fertilizer.
Exactly.
By this time next year, that layer of poop will be nothing but dust.
Do you have something? A good excuse?
Yeah.
When you're bad at something, you have an excuse for it?
Yeah. I don't know if I have one specifically other than I'm not doing anything because of this broken clavicle. And
That's
there's
right.
things that I could do, but I'm not doing them. Like picking up coffee in the morning, for example. I'm making you do that.
Sometimes it's good to take a break. You know?
It's my drive-through arm.
What?
Well, that's why I'm not getting coffee in the morning is because it's my drive-through arm.
It is your drive-through arm.
Yeah, that's why.
So, like...
so thank you.
But you're still going to the drive-through for fried chicken somehow. So how does that work?
Well...
You can reach for that. That's
if it's
worth
a
the
meal, it's worth getting out.
I see. It's time for...
Recommend something.
Where we
Recommend something.
Anora is now available on Prime. You don't have to pay. Same with Wicked, actually.
Well, you have to have this subscription.
Yeah, but you know how sometimes you go in and then it's pay extra to watch this. I'm like, what?
They are available on Prime now, yeah.
I watched Anora, and now I understand why Mikey Madison won Best Actress. At first, I was mad. I was like, come on, Demi Moore needs to win.
Yeah.
She deserves her first ever Oscar
Yeah, but
for
you
her.
hadn't seen either movie at that time.
No.
So it's weird that you would get passionate about who deserves to win.
Well, I saw this one scene in The Substance that everyone's like praising Demi Moore for. But then I watched Anora in its entirety. Oh my gosh.
She's lights out in it, hey?
She learned how to speak Russian. She learned how to strip and dance on a pole, which apparently is very hard to do.
Oh, trust me.
She learned how to do all of her own stunts. And there are action scenes, fight scenes. She was sassy, vulnerable, funny, emotional. Like, I was hooked the entire 2 hours.
Unreal.
It was a very well done movie. Don't watch it with kids, though. Not appropriate for children.
Okay, good.
But I loved it. It was funny. I loved it.
Great. Can't wait to watch it.
Yep.
Once again, that was Nora, which won for
Best film
and actress.
Yep. It won. Well,
Best
it was nominated
director, too?
I think, yes. So it won for every category it was nominated in except for one, I think. Yeah.
All right, my turn for recommend something. The federal election has been called, and I just have a recommendation for everyone going into this sucker. I know there are some very strong opinions, and there are people at work to divide us as Canadians.
Okay.
It is their goal to divide us.
Yeah,
I don't know who all these people are, but I just know it's the case. Look on the internet. For some people, it's an effective method to have us not getting along. But I think there is room for some healthy conversations. I had a bunch this weekend. I was with my family out in BC, and I have different family members who see things very differently. And there were respectful conversations all around.
Okay.
And it just was a wake-up call that can happen still. You can ask somebody why they're choosing who they're voting for if they're talking about it. And hear them out. Let's hear each other out and see where we're at instead of just writing somebody off and everything that they're about and everything that they believe in because of who they might be voting for or who you assume they're voting for. We really don't know, and you don't necessarily even need to know. But
yeah, I think that there's an initial reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And to some people, it immediately makes their blood boil because they're passionate about things for good reason.
Understandable. And I do think that a huge part of it is everybody's story is different and leads you to believing and supporting different things. And
a very, very valid point.
Somebody else isn't in your situation at all.
Mm-hmm.
So they might have completely different and super legitimate reasons for why they're choosing who they're voting for.
Yeah, and different priorities.
I just think that coming together right now is more important than anything else. And having important conversations right now as we lead up to the federal election is a good thing.
Is there a debate planned for a certain day yet?
Yeah, I'm sure my guess is there's normally 2 English debates leading up to Canadian election.
Okay, because the election is on April 28th. So lots of time to, like Ryder said, have important, healthy conversations.
Rather than just getting online and tearing somebody up for having a different opinion than you. Let's hear each other out.
Okay.
Sad news over the weekend. Boxing legend George Foreman passed away at the age of 76.
Okay, is it bad that because I'm not like a sports fan, to me, I'm like, oh no, the guy that made the grill?
Yeah, it is interesting that after such a storied career, he made something that to the next generation was all that they really maybe knew him for.
Well,
it was so popular.
When I hear George Foreman, I think of a grill. I'm sorry, but that's true. I'm very aware that he had a successful career as an athlete, but
76 wins.
Wow.
68 of those were knockouts, almost doubling Muhammad Ali. Like his boxing career was no joke. He was a monster.
Rest in peace.
There is a really good stand-up set about his grill. I don't know if you've heard this before.
I haven't, but when I think of a George Foreman grill, I think of like my best friends in junior high that all had older brothers and all they cared about were gains in the gym. And they'd come home after school and pull out their George Foreman and just make chicken, and they never cleaned it. It was disgusting.
When I was in college, I'd say 80% of my meals were cooked on a George Foreman grill.
Right?
This is comic Lachlan Patterson discussing how when George went in with his idea, not enough people stepped up because they were scared of him to give suggestions for the grill. Here's a piece of it.
Nobody stood up and was like, hey, George, how about an on and off switch? No on and off switch. You plug it in and it's on. And when you unplug it, make it take a couple hours to cool down. Right?
It's so true.
Put it on an angle. That's all we need to think about. No one stood up. Well, what about a thermostat, George, with like a range of different temperatures for different foods? No, one temperature is all you're going to need with this grill. 550 degrees. And make it hot on the outside, too. Make sure, in case they want to warm a bun nearby.
That is good.
Yeah.
That is so true.
It goes on this stand-up bit for about 3 minutes. But yeah, really, really sad news.
Yeah.
Losing George Foreman.
That's a wrap on this episode of the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Thanks for being a part of the Ryder and Lisa community. If you liked hanging out with us, don't forget to subscribe and share the laughs with your friends.
Powered by Always Plumbing and Heating.